Hello everyone, I'm Travis and let's get wanderlost. In this video we're going to go over the food that's on Navigator of the Seas. Like with all of Royal Caribbean ships, Navigator of the Seas has several different options for food, both for free or complimentary, or for specialty dining that you pay extra for. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one of the venues on board, and if it is worth eating there or not. So let's get going. We'll start off with the free or complimentary food. First up, we have Cafe Promenade. Cafe Promenade is located on the Promenade. Cafe Promenade has a huge selection of snacks, usually small sandwiches and desserts. And if you're used to sailing on a Quantum class or Oasis class ship, this is where the Sorrento's Pizza would be at. They don't actually have a Sorrento's on board, it's just merged in with Cafe Promenade. Cafe Promenade is also the best place to get a specialty coffee if you have a drink package or a coffee card. Cafe Promenade is also open late, so if you really enjoy 2 a.m. pizza, this is your place to go. For us, the pizza is the best reason to come to Cafe Promenade, and obviously the coffee. We usually have the pizza late at night and coffee throughout the day. The only thing I would change about Cafe Promenade is I would probably separate the pizza place into a Sorrento's like on the Quantum and Oasis class ships, but other than that, it's a really good place to grab a snack and a soda or a coffee and then take it back up to your room and eat. Oh, and Ben & Jerry's ice cream is also attached, but remember the ice cream here is an additional charge. Now let's move on to the pool deck and El Loco Fresh. We've stated in a few of our videos that El Loco Fresh is one of our favorite food venues on any of the Royal Caribbean cruise ships. This is a great place to get a taco, a burrito, or a quesadilla, or to make yourself a gigantic bowl of nachos. All of the food tastes fresh and is really good, and the topping bar is the best part. Just load it up on those tacos, and then go find a nice chair by the pool. As a tip, the seating around El Loco Fresh will fill up fast, but if you go to the other side of the ship where Johnny Rockets is, there's more chairs and tables over there that don't fill up as quickly, and there's usually a good spot to sit. Now let's talk about the main dining room. The main dining room opens early for breakfast each day of your cruise and is open for dinner around 5 o'clock. It is also open for lunch on sea days. Royal Caribbean recently changed their menus in the main dining room. On our 4-day cruise on Navigator of the Seas, day 1 was the Welcome Aboard menu, which is mostly Royal Caribbean staples. Day 2 was French night, Day 3 was Mexican night, and Day 4 was Italian night. We didn't have the best of luck with the main dining room on Navigator of the Seas. Our service was very slow, taking well over an hour and a half on each night we tried it, and the food was just okay, not as great as some of the other ships that we had previously been on. But this could have just been a one cruise thing, and don't let it deter you from trying the main dining room. Like I said, on previous Royal Caribbean cruises, the main dining room was excellent. As with every Royal Caribbean ship, there are two different types of dining you can select. One being traditional dining, where you have the same table, same time, and same table mates every single night of your cruise, or my time dining, which gives you more flexibility, but your table and who you sit near could change. We always select my time dining because we are not usually the type of people to stick to the same schedule every night, and we usually request to sit near a window or in the corner away from some of the people. Whatever you select for that, just hopefully your experience inside the Navigator of the Seas main dining room is better than ours. We hope it is, it should be. Give it a try, it's worth it. I've included some photos of the food that we ate from the main dining room on our cruise. You can see the southern fried chicken, the Boston cream pie, which was actually really good, and the chicken cordon bleu, and then the creme brulee, which, in my opinion, not as good as previous versions of the creme brulee on Royal Caribbean. Alright, continuing with our complimentary food, we're going to go into the Windjammer now. The Windjammer is what they call the buffet on Royal Caribbean ships. The Windjammer is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Windjammer aboard Navigator of the Seas was remodeled when they went through the amplification. And the setup, design, and comfort of the Windjammer on Navigator of the Seas was way better than the other Voyager class ship that we had been on, Adventure of the Seas. We were pleasantly surprised with the quality of the food in the Windjammer aboard Navigator. The food was much better than the other ships we have been on since the restart from COVID. That includes Ovation, Wonder, and Adventure of the Seas. When we were disappointed with the quality of service and food at the main dining room on our first 2 nights, we just decided to go to the Windjammer on the last 2 nights of our cruise, and the food was really, really good. As a recommendation, go to the Windjammer about an hour before it closes or right when it opens. During these times, it'll be a lot easier to find a table, especially near the windows at the back of the Windjammer, which provide the best overall view. There are also 2 Coke Freestyle machines in the Windjammer, so if you have the soda package, you can refill your cups there. And you can get a coffee or a drink at the bar right when you walk in. But please remember to washy-washy before you get your food. Now let's move on to some specialty dining, and we'll start with Playmakers. Playmakers is both a sports bar where you can get any type of drink or beer, and also a dining location where you can get some cheap food if you don't have a specialty dining package. The Navigator Playmaker Sports Bar has a pool table, video games, and tons of televisions, so you won't miss your game while you're on vacation. We liked the food at Playmakers, so we made sure that we had lunch there one day. I ordered the cornflake breaded chicken tenders, which cost about $4. Nicole ordered the buffalo chicken spring rolls, which are about $5. Overall, good food, and it's worth the $9 or so that we spent. So if you want to break from some of the normal food, just go over to Playmakers and order something. It's good. Try it. Navigator of the Seas also has a Johnny Rockets, but this one is more of a quick serve place. It's located on the pool deck, directly across from Loco Fresh. This Johnny Rockets, even though it's an express outlet, has all the same food that all the other Johnny Rockets have, so hamburgers, shakes, and french fries. You can also get some alcoholic drinks here as well. Unfortunately, this Johnny Rocket does not serve breakfast in the mornings like it would on an Oasis class ship. We didn't eat at Johnny Rockets on this cruise, but we've eaten there on previous cruises. It probably has the best hamburger on the cruise ship, so if you're looking for a really good burger, we recommend it. Now we're getting into the real specialty restaurants, and we'll start with Chops Grill. Chops would probably be Royal Caribbean's most known specialty dining restaurant. If you like steak, then you're in luck. Chops is a traditional steakhouse. The cool thing about Chops on Navigator of the Seas is it's located on the same deck and same area as the Windjammer. So when you get a table here, you can have a really incredible view of the ocean. I've included some of the photos from when we ate at Chops on Wonder of the Seas. It was one of our favorite restaurants, and if you enjoy steak, you'll definitely enjoy Chops Grill. I recommend the ribeye. Nicole loves the filet, but just about everything here is good, and do not skimp on dessert. The apple pie a la mode and the chocolate lava cake are great. The next specialty restaurant we'll talk about is Izumi. Izumi is probably our favorite restaurant at sea. Izumi on Navigator is located almost at the very top of the ship in the Viking Crown. The restaurant has a ton of windows and probably gives you the best view of any restaurant on board. If you like sushi, or if you like hibachi, Izumi is the place for you. I've also included photos from when we ate at Izumi on Wonder of the Seas. The futomaki roll was probably my favorite, and the mochi ice cream was incredible. Just about everything here is great. Even if you don't have the ultimate dining package or any dining package, a trip to Izumi is well worth the money. Next up, let's talk about Hooked. Hooked is a seafood restaurant, and it's located at the front of the ship across from the Schooner Bar right outside of Casino Royale. Hooked is probably the best place on board to get lobster, and they cook it in several different styles. I would probably rank Hooked second of my favorite restaurants aboard Royal Caribbean ships. And you can't go wrong with a seafood joint on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean. Again, I've included some photos from when we tried Hooked aboard Wonder of the Seas. I really enjoyed the whole Maine lobster, which was actually stuffed with crab. It was really good. Nicole liked her captain's platter, which came with a little bit of everything, mostly deep fried, and again, it also had lobster with it. Just about everything we ate here was good. I highly recommend Hooked, especially if you like seafood. And last of the specialty restaurants in the food in general, we have Jamie's Italian. We have yet to eat at Jamie's Italian on any of the cruises we've been on. But the menu and the food that we saw reminded us a lot of Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. Giovanni's Italian Kitchen is the revamped version of Giovanni's, located on Odyssey of the Seas and Wonder of the Seas. The food at that restaurant was really good, and we're kind of assuming that Jamie's is the same way. If you've tried Jamie's Italian on any of the Royal Caribbean ships, let us know how it is. We're really curious, and we'll probably try it when we see it again. Overall, Navigator of the Seas has some really good food options. If you're not wanting to spend money on food, you can't go wrong with Cafe Promenade, El Loco Fresh, and the Windjammer. And Navigator has most of Royal Caribbean's staple restaurants for their specialty dining if you do want to spend the money. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments section below. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe.